All you need is love. John Lennon, smart man, shot in the back, very sad.
It's the 1st of September, 1:15, so just barely the 1st. And this is the last few hours of me in this room. I'm moving out today. There was this idea that I came across that you basically have two choices, anxiety or depression. That basically, if you don't follow what you genuinely aspire for, you're like a shell, you're not really living, and you're depressed. If you do genuinely strive towards what you genuinely want, then you're going to be anxious as hell, because the progress that you may or may not make is actually important, because it's relevant to what you actually want, and so it matters to you. That basically, out of the two, you have to choose anxiety. You have to. Not because it's ideal, because it's the lesser of two evils. It's not that this is easy. It's that anything else would be so much worse. This year has probably been the toughest year in my life. Looking back now, I can sort of see that that main kind of thought process was, alright, I'm going to do as I'm told. And I would decide it. And I got very close to sort of finalising that decision. But then I was just puzzled by how that would cause an inner disharmony within myself. I was just thinking, why the can't I just do as I'm told? Why can't I just do this? Why can't I be at peace with that decision? You know, one of the most terrifying realities that I've sort of have to come face to face with is probably an obvious one to most people looking in, but I sort of find it can be lost on me when it comes to the more romantic, creative outlook, is with your music, with your creative ventures just in general, how the are you going to make money from it? I have no definite answer. I have ideas, loads of ideas, and I'll try them all. I guess it's just the uncertainty of that. I can't control that. I can just do what's in my power, and I probably have to sort of take on those more stoic perspectives, but it doesn't make it any less terrifying. I'm looking at the singular problem of the financial aspect, which is a massive problem. It is my main problem for any kind of creative person. But if I look back and think, this is a big problem, but when I'm coming from it in this way, comparatively, compared to perhaps the soul-deadening nature of any other type of existence, is the lesser of two evils. I don't get to not drink a poison. I only get to choose my poison, to pick my preferred poison. And it just so turns out that the sort of logistical, financial aspects that perhaps aren't as innate to my personality are the ones that I'm going to have to work on, are the ones that are going to be preying on my mind. Hopefully no more than they have to, but yeah.
I'm sick of daydreaming, I just want the feeling of you in my bed. I'm down to just waste time, right below your waistline. Want you by my head. I'm done with all this FaceTime, need some alone time, baby. You're always running in my mind. I'm sick of daydreaming, I just want the feeling of you in my bed.
Forget facts, forget logic, forget everything that seems real. And just trust and believe.
You know, Gary Vee always talks about how he's a very successful businessman nowadays, and people kind of cut him down to size because they say that's all well and good for you to give business advice given your position and so on, but you're given all these advantages. And he always talks about how he wished he documented his initial journey in his initial wine business, where he was working 6-7 days a week or something crazy like that, 15 hours a day, and sort of show people how gradual and how incremental and how grueling the process was. And he's sorry that he didn't do that, to sort of show people that nothing's free. You see people who are making songs for a living and how impossibly difficult that is to get into. Any creative industry is disgustingly, notoriously difficult to make a living from, let alone prosper in. It's 99% fail, 1% succeed, and you only see the 0.1%, which is a really demoralizing idea. But I want to document my progress. Just anyone who can gain any insight into my adventures, then that might be worth the while. Despite all that stands in my way, I am hopeful about the future. Mainly because, what else can you be, man? The world's a horrible place, yes. Your chances of succeeding in this industry are slim to none, yes. But is there much point in you living if you don't manifest all that you have within you? Probably not. And so, I really hope that, I don't know, sometime in the future, a person can look at this and think, all that I'm feeling has been felt by someone before me. I'm terrified of the future, man. I'm terrified of my own mind sometimes, but I'm hopeful.